and you're dealing with the commentaries of the Vaishnavas, since let's say after the time of Sri Chaitanya, you're going to find that those commentaries are all I wouldn't say distorted, right? But they are designed to minimize everything that Lord Chaitanya did not stress. Whatever is in the Bhagavad Gita that was not stressed by Lord Chaitanya or was related as negative in the time of Lord Chaitanya and immediately after is wiped out of the Vaishnava scriptures by the Vaishnava Societies. And all you have to do to find that out is to read the Sanskrit. If you can read the Sanskrit, you don't even have to have a lot of knowledge of Sanskrit. For instance, in the Bhagavad Gita, you will see that Prabhupada and also some of the Vaishnava commentators, when the word yoga occurs, if it's convenient, they will accept it. If it isn't, they will reject it, and they will put not a meaning in there. Srimad Bhagavatam is the same thing. If you read the instructions Krishna gave Uddhava in Canto 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam, and you read what Prabhupada's disciples, Hridayananda and Gopi Paradhan, wrote.
I have to leave, but please stay as long as you want. Your prasada is there.
Yes.
And if you want to come back and live with us for a few days, no problem at all.
Okay.
And if you want us to pick you up, drop you back, if you don't have a ride to come back again, then also no problem.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, so you're going to find that there's a deliberate effort to wipe yoga out, to discredit yoga. This is repeatedly done and it's very, very clear. There's also a confusion between bhakti-yoga and bhakti. Those are two separate things. But the Vaishnava Acharyas are saying that bhakti-yoga is bhakti. That's what they're basically saying. Actually, it is not. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches two yogas. He says, no matter what the Vaishnava Acharya says, it's clear in the Sanskrit, there's only two yogas Krishna said he taught, which was karma yoga and Gyan yoga. There is no mention in the Bhagavad Gita of the word bhakti yoga. You cannot find it in the Sanskrit and show it to me in the Bhagavad Gita. Now, when we go to study Uddhava Gita, when Krishna instructs Uddhava in Canto 11, Krishna says he taught three yogas. When he's talking to Arjuna, he said he taught two yogas, karma yoga and Gyan yoga. When he's speaking to Uddhava, he says he taught three yogas, bhakti yoga, karma and Gyan. Those three things are mentioned. Now, the confusion occurs because the Vaishnava Acharyas have established that bhakti is bhakti yoga. That is what they're saying. But actually originally it wasn't like that. Just like you could understand very simply that the karma is a Sanskrit word, yoga is a Sanskrit word. These are separate Sanskrit words. When you put them together you get a compound. There's a particular Sanskrit compound, a two-word compound. These are two separate words. Similarly, the word bhakti in yoga, two separate words. Gyan in yoga, two separate words. When you are pursuing yoga and you apply it to karma, it is karma yoga. When you're proceeding with bhakti or devotion and you apply that with yogic attitude, yogic discipline, it's bhakti yoga. It is different to bhakti. Bhakti is something that does not require yoga. There's no need to put the word on there just to tag it on there. Bhakti is an independent thing. Karma is an independent thing. Gyan is an independent thing. But when you add yoga, then you get a combination. But the Vaishnava Acharyas, since Lord Chaitanya, they have established now that bhakti is bhakti yoga. So that creates actually confusion. Now, if you are going to study yoga, and if you feel that it's something you should do, you're not going to get any encouragement from the Vaishnava Acharyas that are involved in the succession from Bengal. Any Vaishnava group that is touched by Bengal Vaishnavism is against yoga. So you're not going to get any support there. So where will you get the support? You have to go to the Gita to find the support. And there's a lot of support. Chapter 6 itself is devoted to yoga. Not to speak of how many times that term occurs in the in the Gita. The word bhakti rarely occurs in the Gita. If you were to do a search, an internet search, let's say you found the Bhagavad Gita, you have it in a file, let's say you put it in a Word file, a PDF file, and you say word search for the word bhakti, you will not find a lot of that in the Gita. If you put the word yoga, you will find it all over the Gita. So for support in yoga, you can get it from Krishna, but you will not get it from the acharyas who have, the Bengali method of salvation. You're not going to get it from them. I translated the Gita only because of the deity I had, Krishna Balaram deities at the time, and Balaram insisted that I look seriously at the Gita. When I went to ISKCON, I was already doing yoga, and I was told flat out, couldn't do it in the ashram. So I complied, and I lived in ISKCON ashram. Came out of ISKCON, I went back to the Gita again. And I found that I got a lot of support to my yoga practice directly from the Gita. And I avoid the devotees because they are negative towards something that I have benefited from. I'm not saying everybody can benefit from it, but I have. And what they have claimed that their society gives, I have not seen it doing that in full. I have not seen it. And I've been with a lot of devotees, sannyasis. Most of the people who were the head sannyasis during Prabhupada's time, every one of them has fallen down. I can name you them one after the next. Devotees are turning around now and saying, okay, this acharya fell down because he was offensive. This acharya fell down because he was a nonsense. No. Many of these devotees who fell down, Prabhupada himself called them pure devotees and said they were sold out 100% to him. Prabhupada said that. He said that they were delivered. And yet we see that they fall down. Their own society factors kick them out. Some of these sannyasis can't even go back in an ISKCON temple. They're outlawed. They cannot even go in an ISKCON temple. So it's not a contention. We're not trying to convert anybody to anything. We're not, a mission like ISKCON. They got their job to convert and save the world. We're not doing that. But what I'm saying is, if you have that feeling that you should practice yoga, go to the Gita, check the Sanskrit very, very carefully, look at the word, and look and see that the Vaishnavas, when the word yoga occurs, they change it. But to find the definition of yoga that Krishna gives, for his definition of the word, you go to chapter 6. Don't mix it up. It's in chapter 6. When Krishna says karma yoga, they convert that into bhakti yoga. So I've never heard of bhakti yoga of a guy going and getting a machine gun and killing people. I haven't heard of that, but these people are saying it's bhakti yoga. But basically, if we were to put the Bhagavad Gita in the modern framework, it's like Arjuna is a soldier with a machine gun, and he's going to kill not only just people but his relatives. And God is telling him to do that. Now if you want to say that's bhakti yoga, I'll go along with you. But because they're saying, when Krishna says, he says that it's my yoga. He says karma yoga is his yoga. This is what he told Sri Chaitanya. Karma yoga is his method, right? But he defines how he has to support dharma. Sometimes they say dharma is devotional service too. What is this? Dharma is not devotional service. Dharma is the righteous lifestyle that a person should execute in order to get the approval of the universal form of Krishna. The problem on the battlefield was that Bhishma Drona, and these people were devotees themselves and accomplished yogis, they were deviant from the desires of the universal form. And when you do that, it doesn't matter whether you're a devotee or not, some problem is going to be in your life, serious problems. So Arjuna was an agent to throw those problems into the lives of Bhishma Drona and whoever else was against a righteous lifestyle as it was defined by the universal form. Because in chapter 1 of the Gita we see Arjuna defines what a righteous lifestyle is. Krishna tears the whole thing to shreds. Arjuna was quoting from scripture. Even though you read chapter 1 and it sounds like just an argument, actually Arjuna was quoting verbatim from books like Manu Smriti and so on, which define what you're supposed to do in your life. And Krishna got rid of the whole thing. In fact, in the end, the verse with Sarvadam and so on, where Krishna says, abandon all these different types of lifestyle. Dharma is lifestyle. Prabhupada says all religions. Well, yeah, religions just govern our lifestyle, but strictly speaking, it's your lifestyle, the righteous lifestyle. So Krishna says, abandon all these different types of lifestyle and definitions and accept mine only. He's talking about the universal form. So yoga, you have to decide whether you want to practice it. We're not going to try to, you know, make devotees and shit like that. That's not our mission. You know? We don't have that kind of authority. We're not coming from a sampradaya that says we have to go out and convert people. In fact, in the Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna defines yoga, he talks about ekaki. The word eka means one. It's in the Sanskrit. Yoga is something that's done individually and is done more or less in isolation. You go to Patanjali, it's the same thing. Isolation is laid out as one of the requirements to yoga. So yoga is not something that you go out and you make a, don't save the world. It's not going to be that. It's not like ISKCON or any other religion that's concerned like that. So, is there anything I can help with yoga? I will.
Yes.